On the question of Health Habitat, and I had the privilege of working with Paul Polaris, and because we covered the Dipsonic project some time ago, but Health Habitat and its role in this, can we briefly just feed that into us, please?
Yes, well, Health Habitat's role is very simple. We're an organisation that works with people to help on the ground, to help improve people's housing, in this case toilets, so that people can have a facility to lead a healthier life. So if a toilet isn't working, somebody's going to get sick. If there's no access to clean water, no way people can wash clothes, then people are going to get ill very quickly. So that's our focus. We always do that on the ground with a team. In this case, it's with the incredible people from WASUP, without whom this work would be impossible. Because there's one thing our project is aiming in this case is to go and look a very detailed way at the design of what's there at the moment, and go back and work with WASUP and people on the ground in Deep Sloot and try and think of a way that we can improve things, trial them, test them, and then see how they perform. If they fail, change them and keep in a continual design improvement process. So, and critical to that is our involvement to try and help the team to find a way to continue to maintain these facilities. There's one thing you can do. You can come in and build a fancy new toilet, water point, everything ideally in the world. But if there's no system, there's no people to continue the maintenance of these facilities, then everything is useless. So look, our aim is very simple. It is to try to help people, to try to stop these facilities, these toilets in this case, from making people sick.
How long has Health Habitat been going for?
About 30 years.
And you operate all over the world?
In many countries. Predominantly the work has been in Australia, but today, yes, we operate on projects in Nepal, Bangladesh, New York.
So you come with a lot of authority
and
experience?
No, I don't think so.
We come and we learn. We all learn together collectively.
Well, I think that's a nice way of putting it, where you learn in terms of that.
Because every paddock is different.
Yes.
Paddock, I mean location in which we work. But I think what Paul developed in Health Habitat, and Health Habitat is made up of more people than Paul. There's a medical person and an environmental health person in the team, is the methodology about which you approach the problem. And the problem is people getting sick, and people getting sick in their own living environment. So it's the stuff that we can improve in housing to improve the health of the people that live in it. And those improvements are to accommodate what Health Habitat defined as the 9 healthy living practices. And clearly high up on the agenda is toilets, the ability to wash, fresh water in, clean potable water in, and sewage crap out, and not to be seen again. What you and I take for granted without thinking, in so many environments around the world, in Australia as well, as clearly as the case here, that doesn't happen. And so the methodology is about surveying and fixing what we can find. It's trying to identify what the problems are, to use the skills of people around the table, that's engineers, environmental, architects, oddly enough, and I think that might be another question, of the sort of skills that you need to then collectively, collaboratively solve the problem. And going on from that then is the strength of the Health Habitat approach is to collect the data which shows what the condition is like and how you're improving it. There's no point spending a lot of money and energy if you end up with the same problem. It's about collecting that information, and that information is very powerful to put it onto the table to whoever might be responsible, to whoever you try to convince that there's real improvement. So often in the sort of health programs we're talking about, a lot of money is chucked at the problem and people run a mile saying we fixed it. So there is a clear methodology about data collection which becomes the tool to promote the cause. For instance, in this one, Paul's work to begin with was about just logging, metering the amount of water that goes into the bathrooms and how much was being used in a control group with no work being done on them compared to a group where basic maintenance had been done by fixing taps and cisterns. Phenomenal water savings in one toilet. Multiplied out by 750 just in precinct 1. You can see how important a little bit of information collected over a few toilets can actually be quite a persuasive argument in the longer term to the people who supply the water, and the people who've got to treat the water when it comes out, same organisations, instance, which is part of the cause. But hopefully in that space we can recognise that the savings to the authority in terms of water is also recognised as a saving in the kids' health on the ground.